Welcome. Hello, Grand Rising. Thank you so much for tapping in, turning on, tuning in with Enchantress, the Babbler, on our revolutionary rise. What's happening at this time? Grand, healthy, alive. Let us be healthy, wealthy, stealthy in our quantum majesty. May our electromagnetic field be everything powerful, potent, magical, desirable, charming as we desire it to forever be. Hold on. May we always be tapped in, turned on, tuned in to the interdimensional, multi-dimensional, universal, everything that is everything here, not here, these kind of things. Always. May we always be aligned as the architect of our own lives here, tapped in, turned on, tuned in. So, yeah. Hold on 1 second. Anyways, by the time you see this day will long be done anyways. But it is the household, right? With noise in the background. So it is what it is at the end of the day. But either way, this is gonna be fun. I even wrote down notes. We're gonna go over this Venus and Pisces energy transit and dive deep down into this. I've been wanting to do this one for a while. It was on my to-do list, and so here we are. I hope that when these messages find you, you are quantum in your being and you're unapologetically authentic in your seating. And you don't give a mother fudge about what anybody else is thinking about how you're navigating your entire dynamic quantum, beautiful, potent as can be, electromagnetic, interdimensional, multidimensional being, awakening to the every awakening expansive seed of breed that you are. Beautiful by far. Come smoothie with me, please. How wealthy, stealthy are your habits? How healthy, wealthy, stealthy are your dietaries? How healthy, wealthy, stealthy are the things that you consume? Okay? And it's not to pass judgment on anything either, too. But this is how we're gonna do it. So, right? So we're gonna live whimsically by nature. And since Venus is in Pisces and Pisces is my planetary forte, oh yes, I love a Piscean energy. For me, moon is Pisces. You know what I mean? In Western astrology. So I might know a thing or two about some Piscean water territories, right? Being able to tap in, turn on, tune into the energies of this leveling of deep sea sensitivity. And it's just like the alchemist's way, right? We. So Cookie be the nature of Pisceans. If you have Pisces in your chart, come on, like seriously, share your eccentricities with the world, okay? Do not deny them. Do not shy away from this most beautiful creature that you are. And I'm not calling you creature in any kind of horrific way. If you have moon in Pisces, rising in Pisces, sun in Pisces, you have strong Pisces, or even like Pisces North Node and all this kind of stuff. If you have strong Pisces in your chart that activates, and whether you believe in astrology or not, and all this kind of shit, or whatever the case may be, if you didn't believe in astrology or not in some kind of way, you wouldn't be on this fucking channel. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So if you have Pisces anywhere in your chart, then, and if you know anybody with Pisces in their chart, there's this dream-like, whimsical nature that's like very mystical indeed, or very dreamy. Just there's a dreamy air to their quality, fantasy, like, and also creativity. Yeah, like the artistry, the depth to that sea of being able to space cadet out at any given moment at a drop of a dime. You see, what do you mean? She's just standing right there. She's not here. What do you mean? Do you not see? Well, she's traveling. Traveling. Hello, hello. Those of you with Pisces in your chart, right? They'll be like, come back to Earth. Hello, are you here? Are you here with the rest of us? It'd be the dynamic. It'd be the dynamic. They'd be like, oh, that was fantastic. Where did you just go? Ah, what year is it again? I think I might have bumped my head. Yeah, if you got Pisces and you're trying dominate anywhere, like, yeah, okay, no matter how, there's no practicality to the side of Pisces in energy. You might have other energies in your chart that can bring about a certain kind of stabilizing kind of energy in some kind of source or way. But whimsical be the way. What do you mean? There is something dreamy, fantasy-like, mystifying, mystical, alluring, charming, like graceful, like even if you're clumsy, there's a grace to your clumsiness. Like there's a grace to your, yeah, there's just this divine feminine tapped in energy. And what people tend to forget that if even though we're going cyclically here, and I don't, but just for fuck's sake, because it's labeled or known this kind of way, Pisces is the 12th final sign of the zodiac, right? We're gonna stop there. But either way, in it carries all of its predecessors, the other astrological elements in it. So that's feminine and masculine. And it's this infusion, it's like this infusion of energy that creates this whimsical creature that Pisces, those were Pisces in their in their in their chart and stuff like that, or in their astrological configuration. There's just something so dreamy and and there are Pisces that are like, not so crybaby-ish and stuff like that, which is fine. But a lot of those have a lot of deep, deep, deep diving to do to unscrew the tightening that created that dryness to still your waters. Like a leakage must occur. You know what I'm saying? Right? So and it'll show in other ways. So like let's say people with Pisces in their chart that are not like expressive in their emotions, and like, I don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't sound like the Pisces I know, right? They might sweat a lot. That's just something, right? They might yeah, they might, it'll show in a different kind of dynamic. They're water, and they might um they might be very stylish or very well put together, and like they might have a sense of something that expresses that watery artistry. They might color coordinate really well, or there's a they might fly about, like they might multitask, they might be very business savvy and very like if they're flying or floating, there's a floating to them still, like light on their feet, like through things. They might have more earth elements in their chart too, or air elements in their chart too, that help support that less um emotional standpoint as other Piscean energy might be able to like be like privileged. Like, I have a lot of fire elements that add to that water element that create that lava type explosive experience, as opposed to some of Pisces in the chart that might have more an air, like let's say Aquarius or Gemini kind of quality to their astrological configuration, or Capricorn or something like that. Hold on. Right. So it all depends on like, but look at the flirt. They might appear to be flirtatious too, just because like, that took a while for me to accept in my nature, where people are like, you're a flirt. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, it's like a personality kind of like a thing. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so we are going to dive into the Venetian Pisces energies, right, that are here. And I grabbed the Roses Oracle because let the roses in your garden reveal the answers with love and strength. Roses will hold you, protect, and guide you, gently whispering words of hope and promise. Their fragrance, symbolism, beauty, and therapeutic qualities have inspired poets, writers, artists, healers, the religious, the spiritual, and the botanical lovers of this world to believe, to rise, to fight, to heal, to love, and to endure. Each rose archetype has its own intrinsic power, energy, and light, and within this oracle, ethnobotanist, organic gardener, and florist Sherilyn Darcy shares with you their beautiful inner wisdom and blessings of support. So we're going to be using that during our Venus in Pisces enchanting babble, right? Because we're going to dive in to the giving aspect, right? I'm going to read the first card. I haven't either I haven't read from the book, right? So the giver and the alchemist are coming up again, right? The giver and the alchemist, the liberator. I like that. And the sensualist and the ruler. We could just get the lover. Oh my gosh. Like we could just keep going. But here we are, right? So Venus and Pisces, Piscean energy, right? So I today, right? Although this is gonna be a different day, when you do see this, it doesn't matter, all messages are timeless and stuff like that. I woke up very emotional, and not emotional in a negative kind of way. I understand better my role as channel for divine messages, and 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 also knowing that my personal experience, as with yours, as you're learning, it's not just me, but I can only give the examples of my own experience for you to find your own relatability to it, and make it and have it fit where it fits for you, or just the evolution of energy being articulated to you that becomes the breed of seed that's needed for the alchemy in our world. That's what you are. You're the breed of seed of alchemy that is needed on this planet in every kind of way. That's going to be the new lineage of evolution that ripples its effect into our shared universes, right? And so a lot of that is healing this divine feminine energy. It's not to pick apart the divine feminine from the masculine and saying, oh, this one is more needy than another and stuff like that. This has nothing to do with that. This just has to do with the lineage of roles, the archetype in our generational lineage system that have gone and been tormented, that create this ripple effect of, electromagnetic cellular memory, DNA, to exist in our energetic acacia field that we all, whether we realize it or not, subconsciously, unconsciously, or whatever the case may be, tap in, turn on, tune into, and adapt and interpret in our own kind of way, based off of our conditioning and our societal strain of way of being and all this kind of upbringing that has us now in our awakened state seeing that we're trying to deprogram this program that has been uploaded, imploded into our systems, and now we're here like freaking decoding systems that have been alerted to our interdimensional galactic system that exists without any of this programming that does not belong or that has been implanted into your system, So either way, I don't want to lose you in this. I love this Venus and Pisces energy to work with on the healing dynamic of this quantum atmosphere of existence, because it's an energy that's irresistible. That Piscean energy is irresistible. And so it's loaning that energy of irresistibility here for us to use that in this healing dynamic of evolution that is taking place, right? As the giver, right? So if check out your Venus and Piscean placements and stuff like that too in your own chart and see where it is that you are this giver, or if you're on the energy of take, then that's also a part of the lineage of feminine energy that needs to heal within you, that you feel entitled to. So it's like just healing from any disharmony that has been toxic. Yeah, you see, right when I hit record, I saw over there a woman looking in. And she was probably just from, I suck with all that kind of stuff of the describing, but she had something lace on. And she looked in. She said, "That's right. It's healing." It's healing. Powerful emotion that have been wrong or denied or not brought yet to life. And we're in the lineage of life that we can get it right. And so each of us, each one, are activating levels of octaves that are necessary for full transformation. This is a deep healing. And so don't take light to superficial pleasure that help one lean toward opening that door into receiving and having it balanced. Yeah. Without the role of nurturer or caretaker or giver to lead taken advantage of. It's deep. Okay. If you go and self-pamper, because that's where your guidance starts caring for, doing more for, and you do it. You heal every aspect. You travel and connect every dot that matters. You're building the matter. Slow down the rhythm of your life and give yourself more time, more love and understanding. And make sure the patterns you have already created are serving you well. You could find that this is a good time to take on additional training, and those in such a position could be drawn to teach what they know. Be wary of neglecting your own needs at the moment. The giver is committed to community and to the care and support of others in their surrounds. They are dedicated to creating strong, lasting legacies that can ensure the longevity of what they care about. What do you hope your legacy will be? What do you hope your legacy to be? What do you hope your legacy to be? To be or not to be? That is the question. Watch that video. Title thought. To be or not to be. The plant energy, giver, because it's Adam Rose, that's the rose that's in here. So here's some information about Adam Rose. Okay, that's nice. Adam Rose is generally accepted as being the first tea rose, and while it may seem that this is why it is named as such, the breeder is said to be an Adam. No other information is available. So it's named after Adam. Adam Rose. No other information is available. Vitry and Reims, France, in about 1838. There is a rose in the USA sold under the name Adam's Rose, but the claim to it being Adam Rose is questionable. This rose can grow to 7 feet in height, 2 m, requires full sun and sandy or loam-based soil that is rich. Soil needs to be free draining but kept moist most of the time, particularly in the warmer months. Flowers mid-spring to late autumn. Meanings and uses: education, generosity, legacy, community, compassion. Deities are Demeter, Kuan Yin, Leia, Clementia. Astrological sign of Cancer. Okay, the giver. Right, so with this whole Venetian energy, right, and Pisces, right, the line of healing with the divine feminine towards the masculine, right? So you have this lineage of time that is generational, that if you want to call it a generational curse, these are the labelings of our human society that give things certain kind of labelings or stamps or whatever. But anyways, cycle that has been stamped into time, that has been consistent, and not so much that it has been hard to break, just hasn't been broken. Doesn't mean it can't be broken. just means one must break, right? And so in this passage of time being elusive, time being multidimensional, time having no intersection, cross point, just fluid. Fluid be your essence to make that use of that time in whichever way you float, interdimensionally, multidimensionally, because it's scattered circuits anyway, right? Trying to find their circuitry, so to speak. But here we are, passage of time, where the oppression, suppression of the divine feminine energy playing out into the earthly dimension as a female woman. Suppress, oppress, and put to sea, suppress, oppress, and under the oppression, suppression of what may appear to be just a masculine energy here on the surface, which is man. Here comes the tangible, something intangible, tangible. And here you have a circuit of time. And in this position, the divine feminine, right? Catering to, that's the energy's role. And in this circuitry of time, discombobulated, whatever, however you say that, right? The distortion of this feminism coming to the rise, taking charge, and all this kind of stuff in this life. And dominance over men comes from strife, anger, of suppression, oppression, not the solution, because it comes from a wicked constitution. That's not the key to the solution. So it's misguided, distorted, and everyone's like, hey, which way do I say matters most? That's where the ultimates come in and do that which they must, which be the breed of seeds. It is needed to be these things. You know? Beautiful. So this transit of Venus and Pisces, whether that it flew over your head or not, doesn't matter. This is bringing major healing to the romanticism part of history too, right? Moving away from like tumultuous vibes from that Mars Mercury retrograde that is post now, but that don't mean it's ghost yet. Right? But here we are finding harmony in this intoxicating, alluring, dreamlike energy that's Venusian in Pisces, right? That centers on the sequence that we're currently reviewing in our heart's values, right? Decoding this. Decoding this in a way that doesn't compromise your own values, your moral compass, leading a life of integrity, this healing energy, this divine feminine, divine masculine energy that exists within each and every one of us. The divine masculine energy within myself, the divine feminine energy within myself, right? Bringing major healing to a lot of this romanticism too. These toxic ideas of love and romance and healing through the challenges of this time, right? Understanding the distorted view of the masculine and feminine by understanding the roles and where each of these roles have been traumatized, hurt, right? So there are energies here incarnating that are meeting their true love, right? In certain departments, right? Unions that are intensifying, right? Creating the right amount of friction to challenge the spark to grow, to do the spark being challenged to grow. And so friction might be being made. There's a spark being challenged to grow, right? There's a spark being challenged to grow, and that could have like love on its toes, right? But here we are, look, it's the alchemist, right? 40, right? 40, you could be 40 years old, 29, 27, 26, 25, 35, you could be 36, 26, again, 24, you could be 41, 42, could be 50, 51, in 1961. 29. That's all 29. Yeah. Right, the alchemist. Thank you so much for tapping in, turning on, tuning in with I appreciate each and every one of you. We are almost there to reaching our new milestone of a goal, which is 1,000 plus subscribers until we reach the 10,000 subscriber goal amount, which we are growing. And so I just want to thank you, because you subscribe and then it grows, and then guess what? We go live, and that's how I get to show my gratitude and my love, because gift giving is one of my love languages that I love to do. Creative as I, and so I like all that kind of stuff, and whimsical be my nature. So I go live for every 1,000 plus subscribers that I do receive until we reach the 10,000 mark, and then we'll set a new goal or something like that. I don't know, but either way, we are partying it down. Every single 1,000 plus subscribers that are subscribe. So I am thankful for your subscription. Either way, that's dope as fudge. Also, I would love for more people to start engaging, which I'm thankful for that too, all the engagement on my YouTube land page. That's dope as fudge in every kind of way. I appreciate, but it's just my gratitude going out to you. If you want to skip through and listen in and just keep going talking about the other stuff, you can either forward this shit, you can sit down and learn to have appreciation and gratitude and start taking a hit of that shit and smoke on that, okay? Yeah, that's so beautiful. But either way, yeah, I'm just very grateful, and we'll take a sip now. More smoothie. Let me buy you a smoothie. That happens during the lives. I could buy you a drink, any drink of your preference. No judgment for me. Judgment free smoke. So drink responsibly. Delicious. Right. So yeah, thank you so much. Everything will be in the description box below. If not, you can go to my bio or my about, where it has the master link, and that master link connects us on every single platform that is available for you and I to connect on. You can also find me on Instagram at Enchantress, ENCHANTRESS. That's me, the one and only. Yep. So let's continue. So we got the alchemist up in here, right? Right, and what kind of rose is this? We're learning about roses today. I hope that you don't mind. So we learned about the Adam rose, and now this rose is Carolyn Pestout Rose. So this must be her name too. People wanna, let's give these roses different names. I don't know. I'm a pervert. I see something else there. Cliff Rose. Cliff Rose. This is why I see it there too. So that's just interesting. My perversions and my art. Yeah, this one, Mimi Mimi, Carolyn, test out. Let's see how creative they were in that naming. Okay. Time for change, leaving something behind and casting off the energies. People, this is the alchemist, right? Time for change, leaving something behind and casting off the energies, people, and activities that no longer serve you. This is beautiful, and it's Venetian kind of like it reminds me too. Like if you have strong Venus and if you have Pisces in your chart, but it doesn't matter. It's just in the energies now too that you can feed off of, right? It's kind of like no drama llama. Like right now, it's intolerable. Like even signing out of things. Like I don't even want to be around it. So it's like not going to the family party because you like don't want to even be a part of the gossip, but you know it's gonna be there. And you're just choosing not to even though you know, oh, you know, it might cause the like why you didn't come and all this, but you're just like you're preserving your own position in here because you're taking care of yourself, right? Because that's part of the healing part, right? I was writing stuff like that down. Right? Because this is an excellent portal that's opening up of emotional healing, nurturing our most valued of relationships, and that starts with ourselves. Like before that even goes and trickles out into somebody else, that first relationship with ourselves. So it's escaping into our happily ever after, right? With sweetness. And here, right? So like we're escaping into this emotional healing that is because we're nurturing our most valued relationship first. It starts with yourself. I, right? And it's not being selfish. It's selfless to be this selfish in this way, because then when you activate from your most highest of octave in that whole leveling of evolutionary participate, then you are the best version of yourself, and you are so freaking activated that you can do that what you came here, which is wonderful. So it's like that sacrifice. But here in this Venetian Piscean energy, it's this whimsical way. So it's like this floating. I get to, and we can, I love this. Change before you have to. Don't have a circumstance brought upon to you that now activates the, oh my gosh, let me change. No, right? No. Right? So it says, standing alone may be the way to find the answers you seek. And you are also in the position to help others find clarity and divine wisdom to enrich and powerfully change their lives. Do not be hesitant in sharing. The alchemist usually has an aura of the mysterious and the magical about them, but they are grounded individuals who affect change through their deep understanding of their own intuition. And so this is beautiful, right? Because that too, you might have been in this introspective cocoon, right? Like coming out anew, like sensation, understanding things with a deeper, higher level of vibration, energy, frequency, and it's like touch has become so translucent that it's just like, I can see the energy, the waves all around us. I engage, and it's just, wow, I gotta sleep. Never could be just one. This is how it is. I'm advised to share. So that's how you have to treat yourself with care, because you don't have to be unhealthy to all of a sudden take preventative measures. Like you shouldn't wait to get sick to have taken preventative measures in not getting sick, right? So I sneeze right now knowing because I agitated that sneeze because of some of the ingredients I had them put in this smoothie. in order to promote expelling of like mucus or things like that and stuff like that. If you really are into that kind of stuff and things that you can put, like for instance, like something so simple as ginger, right? You put ginger inside because it's a heater, and it'll bring up any kind of mucus too, that and other stuff as well. But if you're into stuff like that, you can follow me on Instagram at Enchantress, ENCHANTRESS, and invest 99 cents to dive into over hundreds of posts of exclusive content just for subscribers. 99 cents. You can tap out at any given time, where I share different things, like not just tarot videos and all this kind of stuff, but like DIYs and things for you to live a most healthy, wealthy, stealthy life. Tips and tricks and how to navigate and be the best version of yourself. You know what I mean? With full support of that DIY kind of style of you can do it yourself because you are your best kind of help. And just doing content and videos along those lines, giving even my own personal recipes of certain kind of things, like make that for yourself, drink that for yourself, eat that for yourself, do that for yourself, and all this kind of stuff, because that's the kind of lifestyle I live. It's not that I'm just telling you what to do. It's the kind of lifestyle that I live. When I'm making the kind of stuff that I'm doing or whatever, I'm sharing in the recipes, I'm sharing in what it's for, I'm talking about it more. So for just 99 cents, you can get a lot more over there. Or you can even go to witchyutopian.com, sign up for free, and then never miss a beat because I have my blog over there as well. And you can also, just, whatever. Anyways, that was just like a little side advert for my sales. Because that's what's gonna help. Like, I don't want anybody to ever become codependent on my energies and stuff like that, but I'd rather help you empower yourself because you can do it. Like, and if you feel like you can't, I'm here to remind you that you can, but I ain't gonna fucking do it for you. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. So yeah, and so I'm not feeling sick or anything like that, but I do go outside. I do engage with other people. I do have clients. There are things that I do. I teach kids. Kids are the biggest freaking germs in this world, right? And they just carry and they touch everything, and they're like, oh, and they all like to touch. Oh, trust me, they like to touch, and they like to warm me after every freaking class. So, trust me, I do a lot of preventative kind of stuff. So, if you want to learn more and have me be your Insta pocket muse, that's what I do. For 99 cents over there, you just go over there, you invest in even more, you get a lot more. You know what I'm saying? A bang for your buck. A bang for your buck. A bang for your buck. Get the bang for your buck. Get the bang for your buck. Get the bang for your buck. But let's go back. Wait. Okay. Hello. Welcome. Right. So the beautiful part about Piscean energies, right? Yeah, is they're conjuring up of these warm, fuzzy kind of energies. Like you can't help it. Even the hardest of people can melt in Piscean waters because it's just it'll make even the most snootiest a person mark. You know what I mean? Like because it just has that kind of effect, right? So you put down your armor, right? You put down your armor. And that's like that Venetian. Like if there's anything with this video, I hope that you gather is to better understand the Venetian travel through the Piscean energy and how beneficial it is to our entire galactic electromagnetic universal multidimensional interdimensional system, right? This energy rekindling our love affair, right? As the alchemist, right? As the alchemist, and exposing ourselves now more to want to learn, right? Opening the portals of knowledge and learning and exposing ourselves to studies hobbies and things that we can do, right? Because all of this warm conjuring up of these emotions and feelings. So this is an excellent portal of emotional healing because you're nurturing the most valued of relationships with yourself, right? And so that's happening, right? So bridging certain energies of this ambiance together in your own electromagnetic atmosphere. And then I wrote down February 7th, Uranus shakes up foundations, delivering pleasant surprises, right? But hold on, let's read more about the author. Time for change, leaving something behind and casting off the energy, people and activities that no longer serve you. Standing alone may be the way to find the answers you seek. And you are also in the position to help others find clarity and divine wisdom to enrich and powerfully change their lives. Do not be hesitant in sharing. The alchemist usually has an aura of the mysterious and the magical about them, but they are grounded individuals who affect change through the deep understanding of their own intuition. So if you could, ethnobotanical archetype exploration. If you could completely change one thing in your life, what would your world look like? I'm giving you the opportunity to write this down, to really ask yourself this out loud. Knock and the door shall open. Ask and ye shall receive. You could breathe in deep, right? If you could completely change one thing in your life, what would your world look like? If you could completely change one thing in your life, what would your world look like? So this flower, Carolyn test out rose, right? That flower was bred in 1861 by French rose breeder Professor J.B. Chauvery, dates of life unknown. This rose was named after French dressmaker Carolyn Testout, and it was the most popular rose of its time. The city of Portland, the city of Portland earned the name City of Roses when it planted almost 500,000 of these roses along the streets for the Lewis and Clark. Where am I? For the Lewis and Clark. I keep losing my place. Hold on. Along the streets for the Lewis and Clark Centennial Exposition of 1905. Grows to a length of 24 and will tolerate semi-shade, though prefers full sun. It can be planted in any fertile soil, though loam to park clay is best. Flowers midsummer to early autumn. Forgive me for that. Oh, look, you see, that's why that's annoying too. Oh. So this rose is all about transformation, knowledge, power, intuition, and magic. Deities, Hermes, Hephaestus, Bridget. Astrological sign, Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius, Cancer. So you could be even like a Sagittarius with Pisces in your chart, right? With like a North Node in Cancer. Or have Cancer somewhere in your chart too. Or have the influence of Cancer in your life in some dominant kind of way, maternal kind of way, or whatever. So then you have the Liberator. The Liberator rose. Mille de Sombrun rose. I don't know. But yeah, right? Sometimes you need to act and even make decisions completely alone. And though this takes courage, it does ensure that what you are creating for the future is completely in line with your values. There is a new hope, breakthrough, or opportunity coming, but along the way, there is also the chance of a false hope. So be astute in your choosing. The liberator has a strong optimistic nature that ensures they can carry the torch of justice and freedom forth for others to be rallied by. They do not give up and will always find a way to make inroads to the outcomes that are true, just and needed. What does freedom mean to you? There's a lot of people here about money. So you need to fix that thought about that setting you free, because it's an enslavement about how you think about attaining those things. That's part of that ancestry healing. And these Venetian waters, we get to approach things like with a zest, with a new kind of flirtatious vibe, right? Because you're decoding your own life, right? So you're raising the glass to love. You're raising the glass to success. You're raising the glass to divine union. You're raising the glass and opening the sacred portal of accomplishing things better together in this unified state. And in that too, because with Venus, romance, love, and all this kind of stuff, a lot of this has to do with divine partnership, granted. It does, but the unifying and the quantifiable experience that happens between the two happens first within the one. And it's this that makes things like this leveling of, oh my gosh, like we only just begun, right? So you only just begun. And so this treating yourself opens this other portal of like people eager to spoil you, people eager to celebrate you, people eager to, and that it's just part of the gift of this Piscean Venus effect of more cooperative components happening to be, or also dependent upon, right? Because it's like that fork in the road liberator kind of experience. Because this time too, like with this whole Venetian and Piscean energy, it's a portal of sensitivity. Pisceans is sensitive as can be, meaning that we don't need to even be in the room to feel you in any kind of state. All we gotta do is think. Which is why those that be deep or open to as a sea try to stay away. You know what I mean? Because they don't want to be seen that deep. But either way, this has been excellent energy because you don't want to, it's like uninvesting in drama and all this kind of stuff. But this is so important to be mindful about the energy you allow to be surrounding you, especially now at this Venetian time, because the last thing you want is any kind of phony kind of baloney, right? So because it's easy to get swept away with a lot of stuff, but what's most important is not to lose sense of stuff, and that has been a Piscean struggle, right? Like because Pisceans also have this addictive behavior. That's the shadow side of a lot of that life, right? The addiction to certain kind of intoxication, to certain kind of patterns, behaviors, ways of doing things, recycling, right? It could just continue, right? So right now it's like I'm tapping out. And you can borrow if you're not there yet, you can borrow from this energy, right? I'm uninvested in this drama. I'm signing out. You okay? You okay, little girl? You okay? Yeah, because right now this is the lightest, most carefree, opportune time that you have permission, right? There's permission. Give yourself permission to embrace with this whole laid back, sense of free spirited disposition, right? Act lovingly as the ultimate form of your own self care, and this infinite structure expands fully out there, right? Because right now it becomes easier for you to verbalize what's on your heart, especially now too, if you have any kind of Aquarius too in your chart. This, like, so it's like the lending. I can only give from my own personalized examples, right? So in Western astrology, I'm a Pisces moon. In Vedic astrology, I'm an Aquarius moon. So it's lending to each other, or the other one might lack, right? And these two different kind of elements. This is water, this is air, kind of duality, right? So there's powerful dynamics that can be. So it's like, I always say Aquarius Pisces is a quirky relationship. Like if they were to date, if Pisces and Aquarius was to date, it would be very quirky. So it'd be like for just an example, a really tall person with a really short person, and then they stand out from the crowd. Like it'll just be like something different about the dynamic of this duo. But with Aquarius, you have this reliability and consistency that is one of the strongest of love languages, that lends a nice harmony to this Piscean effect of sweet love, right? You're my dreamer, right? So like this is a nice time where, and this is around Valentine's too approaching and all this kind of stuff. When I think this should be before Valentine's when this one airs and stuff like that. But either way, it doesn't matter. It's fluid energy. So when you see this, you see this. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so you might be getting surprised or being gifted stuff. Like if it's not for Valentine's Day, great. It's for something else. Birthdays. Love, just because Pisces are flirt, right? This Venetian lens, so it's like a flirtatious time. The flirtatious game is up on high. Let's read more about the Liberator. Okay. Bred in 1851 by M. Robert Gardner and owner of the John Pierre Vibret Nursery in France. Rose has been misnamed La Biche until the early 21st century. It is named after Marie Morel de Sombreuil, 1768-1823. A French countess who saved her father, Charles François de Verot, Marquis de Sombreuil, and governor of the Invalides, from being executed in 1792. This rose will grow from 3 to 5 feet and requires full sun, good air circulation, and a free draining rich soil that is allowed to dry slightly between watering. Flowers in spring, summer, and autumn. Meanings and uses: optimism, justice, freedom, trust, and hope. Deities or libertas. Eleutheria, tiny, astrological sign Libra. Right? So we have that. So either way, with this whole Venus and Pisces, like cozy satisfaction, right? The sensualist, when I look down, I see the sensualist. So we definitely read the sensualist, right? Love, Rose, right? So like there's a sensuality to this, right? Opportunities too coming into fruition, working towards our goals, right? Bringing joy to our own hearts, right? And in love too. So love flirtation game is on high. Love's flirtation game is on high. Love's flirtation game is on high. Love's flirtation game is on high. So love's flirtation game is on high, and someone may have, so it's like, yeah, so this Venus and Pisces energy gives us this unique opportunity, this position to pick up on random details that we previously may have overlooked in the past, right? Um, Opening up to this loving kind of experience, maybe even two with another, being able to be swept away, but not losing sense of whom we are, right? Meeting together, right? So being more open to feeling comfortable with the idea of letting someone into your heart, for some, right? And for some, right, this new stability, this sense of security, knowing someone has your back, kind of feeling, right? This opportunity coming into fruition to work towards goals, to bring yourself to joy, like you're bringing joy, joy is in your house, relaxing and receiving reward too. So this opportunity, like especially like Pisces, Aquarius, active kind of thing, right? Luxury, romance, prosperity. Give yourself permission to embrace, right? So, but two, right? For some, right? Do not overlook red flags, right? Because this too is a time of like getting so swept away and romance, lust, and all that kind of stuff, to only for it to combust and not be something like worth anything except the headache it becomes at the end, or like another thing to cleanse. Like you don't want to do that. Like you know what I mean? Stay tuned to for my blog on celibacy as well. You know what I mean? And going years, 5+ years and more. I've an active 20+ year um, lifestyle, you know, uh, celibacy in a way. But either way, I don't know where that came up right there, but um, right. So don't ignore red flags just because you want to believe in your alignment, and like just because your alignment is your alignment, that means that this is going to be great and stuff like that, right? So it's like the grand illusion too. Like I even hear like the grand illusion of like with someone like with a consistent history of like disappointing. Baby, you okay? Like of like a consistent history of like disappointing you or something like that. That you believe that they're finally going to change just because this Venetian energy is in the air too. Like, you know what I mean? Or someone might all of a sudden be whimsical too and get swept away in this romantical nature. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's like discernment too, obviously, but you know what you've been in alignment with and all this kind of stuff. So, and right now, it's an easier time to verbalize what's in your heart. So, finding, you see, finding the companion, finding the passion, um, to to convey and to speak and say and express one of your strongest love language, whatever that is, right? Because there's somebody here in 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 adoration and love with another, or with the idea, or with the desire for this kind of romance too. And right, so and something's coming in fast because you got the chariot taking off, right? With phallus in hand, and someone's like erect or desiring and wanting, right? Wanting, and it's been a challenge because that's where we met with the five. So it's been a challenge, right? So love may have been challenging, right? Um, and so now with this Venus and Pisces kind of love expression, we're met with this like planetary wheel of fortune, right? Bestowing unto us mortals, something juicy, something more, something that we've been waiting for, opportunities for actualization, you see? So opportunity for this actualization to come into this, look at cornucopia kind of setting, right? And all of this applying to those that are actually genuine and authentic and kind people, kind, good-hearted people. This is just real talk, right? This is just real talk. It's been good, genuine, real, authentic, right? Yeah, uppercut to all the fuckery, fooleries, and fake shit out there and all this kind of stuff. That's the ancient storyline, right? But this is for those that these opportunities for actualization of that which you desire to have being made true, made the intangible being made tangible, right? So this opportunity for elevation, right? Inspiration, motivation, encouraging, right? Encouraging. So because too, like of how helpful you have been and kind to others, right? Your do good, be good, see good is getting this this right, so like this masculine energy. So it's like the balancing. So there's a balancing, right? Because during this time, anything with Pisces is a wild card. Anything goes, right? So and that applies to right evil nonsense, evil folks too, people up to fuck shit and all kinds of stuff, unkind, shady people. But they're irrelevant, right? So if anything goes with this Piscean energy, manipulative energies might also arise. And so this is where discernment is needed at this time, but you're spreading warm vibes, right? You got this journey of spirit, right? To just, like I was saying from before, like be mindful of who you're spending time with, right? Proceed with caution and use your discernment here, right? So, and don't be so quick to form fast relationships, right? That could just be less filled at this time, right? So anything new could just be the ambiance of this energy, right? But so don't get caught up in like that Neptunian kind of illusion, right? So either way, keep an eye on your own fantasy level. Stay centered in your truth and your reality too, right? But this is the time, this emergence of this creative renaissance kind of energy, especially in love, right? So there's a surging of natural talents and self-expression. And so there's a divine partnership that is here to express the justice that's needed, right? So it's the justice that's needed in releasing all inhibitions and healing, going back to the beginning of when I was talking about healing this ancestral lineage of trauma bonding too, or just trauma or hardship between divine partnership really taking place without hiccup, without so it's like justice is here for love, right? And it makes no apologies, and it's coming from behind, and it's going to intoxicate one like blind, where they're going to want to be part of the seduction, because that's the night, right? The Knight of Pentacles, which may have taken sometimes, the Two of Pentacles, they're coming from behind, right? So it's like justice sneaks up on life at this time and grabs everybody by surprise. So surprises too, right? Right. So making sure that that the companionship and the people that you surround yourself with too, this is just not just in love. Understand that supportive companions are vital ingredients for success. There's success, right? Wanting to happen here with the adoration, the working on, right? So you're working on this growth. It's a wild card, right? And it's wild, but it's victorious. It's that Six of Wands, it's prosperous, it's meaty, it's juicy, it's seductive, it's sensual, it's too, yeah. So this is also a time for like love affairs to be discovered or uncovered or discovered, or or started or activated, or things like that. This is a time of like that caretaker roles and domestic partner. Watch out for a love affair. I was saying that, right? I said love affair, right? And then love affair. Watch out for a love affair for stuff that came up for whomever. Right? For those longing for love, dangers of a lustful relationship. Actually, I'm going to go through and down the signs in Venus so that I can cover all territories. But I just want to finish the central list here, and then we can go into that, and then we can wrap it up. So give me 1 second. Okay, so we're going to check out the central, okay? The centralist, La Fence Roads, right? So you have to also understand too, with Venus and Pisces, I know I'm touching base on the positive, lighter aspects, and granted there are the shadow aspects to a lot of stuff. And as they come up, may you be in healthy, wealthy, stealthy state of mind, body, heart, and soul to be able to deal with the shadow side as a whole instead of rejecting it in some kind of negative way. But either way, with Venus and Pisces too, it could bring up those that are in misalignment within their own universe, right? Interdimensionally, right? And we all have to operate on these multi-dimensional lands. There's a flip side to all of this too. There might be extra jealousy, possessiveness, right? The appeal for people to want you, okay? To manipulate others, right? To try to get things to be more in their favor or way. So it could be triggering for people with past commitment issues, or people with issues altogether, and attitudes and unhealthy ways of being that they may cause them to act in a way that may cause them later to regret, or hopefully that they'll regret and not be such a heartless mofo. You know what I'm saying? So and also this is also because Pisces, anybody with Pisces in their chart, then no matter how practical, impractical they can be, no matter where it is on your chart, you see Piscean energy. Yeah, we talk about this whimsical air, floating on air, kind of charming, flirtatious kind of energy and all this kind of stuff. But one of the things about Piscean energy is their dramaticism. And depending on if you have other freaking dramaticisms in your chart, along with the Piscean dramaticism is in your chart, like let's say Leo and Pisces, right? Or like I do. And all these kind of like, or Aquarius and Pisces too, I do, right? I'm just saying, like, you can have these dramaticism, Scorpio and Pisces, I do, like, I'm saying, all these dramatic other energies of signs within your whole thing, that to avoid it as something as it can be, the temptation to exaggerate what's in your heart at this time for added effects, because you could be so dramatic in order to get the attention from maybe someone that you want to get the attention from, like whether it's a lover, a partner, a friend, somebody, but especially with your partner. Emotional manipulation, we're feeling that too. Okay, so that just came up. To be 35 years old, 36. 40, 41, okay. 34, 30. The sensual, passion, and even romance are in focus. But those energies pertain to activities and concepts, not just people. Time to let your hair down, enjoy yourself, and throw caution to the wind. For a while, anyway. The warning is to not let yourself get too far away, like I was saying. Like, you get swept away, but don't lose all sight of your own senses. You know what I mean? From the ground, or you may just float off. And we were just talking about floating, right? Still, you may attract an admirer at this moment. The sensualist is the lover of all things that delights and light up their mind, body, and soul. They know how to enjoy themselves, but they are not selfish in their pursuits, much preferring company along for the ride. So that could be it too, like opening up the doors to romance, opening up the doors to personal romance, whether you're with a partner or not, or opening yourself up to receive personal romance. At this time, really opening the gate to your heart without debate or deny. Feeling the parts of yourself that feel like it's not going to happen at this time. Open your eyes. For infinite are the tides and the seas. You're opening the portal to your heart to expand and to allow for the circuitry to connect to you without feeling like you're not receiving. What did you notice today that captured your attention? What did you notice today that captured your attention? What did you notice today that captured your attention? Okay, some more about this rose. This rose was bred by Jean-Baptiste André Goulet, a nurseryman who specialized in the hybridization of roses in Lyon, France. He revolutionized the production of rose rootstock through seed propagation and created the classes of rose hybrid tea and Paliantha. His most well-known accomplishment was creating the first hybrid tea rose, La France, named after his country in 1867. Grows to a height of 4 to 6 feet, and prefers full sun, but is also shade tolerant. Soil can be any type as long as it is well drained, moist, and rich. Flowers late spring to early summer. Meanings and uses: seduction, affection, pleasure, spontaneity, sexuality, the deity, Pytho, Quadish, Eos. Astrological signs: Scorpio. Do not force. Self-care, personal harmony happening here at this time. We'll do one more, the ruler, and then we're gonna go on to the next. The ruler. Additional powers and an increase in resources is indicated, and you could be asked to step up in a leadership position or take care of something for others. Also, take time to acknowledge the successes, good works, and the strengths in yourself and others, as this will lead into something you need at the moment. The ruler has the ability to lead and the character to inspire others, but a good leader who has a content soul and is living their best life does not do so with domination or competition. The ruler is one with the people, missions, and heart of those they are entrusted with. I love it. What are you proud of? What are you proud of? What are you proud of? This rose has a complicated past. And though perhaps occurring naturally early on, it was first bred by M. Fouché, a gardener under the direction of Count Jean-Baptiste Lelio in France in 1812. The name Rose du Roy is a tribute to Louis 1567-18. This rose will reach a height of around 3 feet and requires full sun while being frost tolerant. Soil must be rich and free draining and is better if kept acid neutral. Letting the top couple of inches dry out between watering is preferable. Flowers midsummer to early autumn. Meanings and uses: strength, leadership, empathy, decisions, power. Deities: Zeus, Odin, Vishnu, Durga, Hera. Astrological sign: Leo. Okay, and that's the ruler. Rose du Roy. Right, so that's great. Right, hi everybody. So we're gonna do something a little bit different. We are gonna go through all of the signs in Venus, right? So Venus sign. We're doing it in Venus sign. Right? Venus signs. So since Venus is in Pisces, right? But we want to see how it affects each of the signs. So if you know your Venus sign, right? But it doesn't have to be your Venus sign because it's just whatever. But since Venus is Venus, we are wanting to see Venus in Pisces and its effect in Venus in Aries, Venus in Taurus, Venus in Gemini, but it could also be Venus, Moon, Rising, Sun, if you want to make it that way. Okay, it could be, but either way, so we're gonna go by each one. So we're gonna start off with Venus in Aries. And what is your message from this transit in Venus and Pisces? Right, at this time. So if you have a Venus in Aries, your Moon in Aries, your rising sun, how is this Venus and Piscean energy? So it's like a deep field, right? If you got Aries in your chart, deep fields, right? So this could be self-love, care, licking wounds type of time. Our inner children are crying out right now. We both need to comfort them and become the parents, right? So yeah, that's what I feel like, this deep feeling applying within this practice of self-love, this nurturing, this cycle. It's number 9, right? So it's a completing of something. So it's like attending to your emotional wounds, right? So your emotional wounds, right? Your emotional wounds as a child. Venus in Aries. So this Venus in Pisces energy is working, helping you work through a shadow element, right? That is leading you towards feeling a certain type of way in regards to your ability to accept love, to receive love, whether you're in a partnership or not, right? So if you have Aries in your chart, this Venus and Pisces. So if you have Aries in your chart, right, Venus and Aries, right? So this is a time of emotional wound healing that is coming up from the subconscious, right? Fears that could be affecting your ability to attract love or receive love, or the abundance of love, or to be able to so it's like the universe is helping you to make that conscious, what was subconscious conscious, right? So that you can easily attract what you want, right? And have a much more harmonious relationship, whether you're in a relationship or not at this time, right? Because you might have chemistry with another, but this need to trust is a huge dynamic of an emotional wound that's being healed from your lineage of ancestral lineage, right? That is completing, and it's a challenge at this time. So it could even be, hold on. Right. So Aries, right? So Aries, this Venus and Piscean energy lends you this opportunity, this major opportunity for a deep sea cleanse of emotional healing that is rather profound if you allow it, right? Because it's going to help activate and motivate you from your most highest of octave of potential to view your partnerships in a more less threatening kind of way. And any red flags that you can't ignore anymore, right? You're able to look at this wound too in a much more therapeutic way that allows you to kind of get out of your own way and allows you to pluck up at the roots of the subconscious layers of fears that are affecting your ability to enjoy love. You're healing the enjoyment of love on a really profound level. Here to remind you of how powerful and dynamic and quantum your evolution is needed for the rest of us. You're not alone. You ready? Sorry, I'm gonna do this so I can know everything. So we're moving into Venus and Taurus. So what messages do we have for Venus and Taurus? Venus in Taurus, or Moon in Taurus, rising in Taurus, or Sun in Taurus, but we're really targeting Venus in Taurus. So I feel like there's like an extra allure about you right now, right? Mystifying, right? Because you probably have been investing in more of your self-loving care and self, right? And looks department, you know, and so, and also working on like your own online presence, kind of, so to speak, right? There's an allure to you, a mystery, a seduction, right? So Venus and Pisces, right? So use the frequency of love to uplift me because I need your help, right? So Venus and Taurus, right? So this allure, this mystifying, this energy. Okay, 555, massive change. Okay. Yeah. There's an allure. Yeah, I'm glad that, all right. So I'm glad I was tapping into the allure aspect because I understand now better the message, right? So we have 5-5, right? And the 7 and 11 here, right? So with this Pisces, Venus and Pisces, right? Venus and Taurus, right? This extra allure about you, this mystifying energy, this intense, this intensity about your ability or your drive for a certain kind of presence, right? A certain kind of presence. Could have been born in 1975, it could be 55, 1971, 1981, 51. Right, so this Venusian and Piscean kind of energy, it's about cutting ties too, right? And bringing your own your mystery to life. So it's like tapping into the sacred parts of yourself that are telepathic, that are tapped in, turned on, tuned into the dynamic of the quantum universe, right? This union. So here, like on this earthly domain, there may have been an online like, or a superficial layer of importance to, let's say, friendships or ties, right? But these have been karmic ties, right? Um, and friendships that maybe have not been, right? Because it says, I can't fully be there for you as long as this other person is in my life. I know it's hard for you, but I have to go through this experience in order to feel it, right? So there are certain things that, like, because of your resilience and because of your loyalty and because of your own position on certain kind of things, right? And you worked on, so you might have focused on your career, your education, your crafts, your hobbies, your passions, right? And building these things for yourself in some kind of way. And there may have been ties in some kind of way that created a sense of sadness or angry too. I get angry because look at this angry. One of us is sad or angry and it's created an energetic match in frequency with the other. So stay conscious of this and it's possible to try to help you elevate. So this Venusian Piscean energy is opening you up to this leveling sense of putting your armor down. Putting your armor down in areas and avenues that you don't need to have them up for at this time, because there's growth happening here, right? Because there's a connection that you have been striving to make, to have, and I feel like it's coming into yourself. So you may have been seeking Virgo, you may have been seeking this in others, right? So this Venus and Pisces energy, right, lends you Taurus this opportunity to mend broken friendships and pieces of yourself that have been lost in these online presences, these online, the superficial areas of your life, that whatever the missing component has felt like or been like or was missing that you sought in another, right? Because you are these pieces for others, right? You sought from another, never like received, or it felt like whatever, this extra allure, this mystery, this mystification about you is coming to the surface even more so potently because there's growth happening in you. So there's a tapping in, turning on, tuning in to the sensuality of you, right? Because of being able to put your armor down and you've probably been in full defense mode for quite some time, right? And so now you're not investing so much in friendship, let's say. And now you're investing more on your presence, right? And so in focusing that more with your presence, there's a cutting of like these karmic energetic strings that do not serve your telepathic purpose, right? And so it may have even caused certain kind of illnesses or aches and pains or dullness or depressions and stuff like that, or just agitations or even anger that just you couldn't let go. Like as much as thought, as much as conscious, as much light as you could bring to that area, just the anger, you wouldn't let it go because maybe it felt like an injustice of some sort. So with this Venusian Piscean energy, right, this you get to tap in, turn on, tune in to the depth of your own sensuality, the depth of your own presence, your own space, and you bring this mystification to your own liberation at this time. And that's a beautiful place to be. That's a beautiful place of growth to be, right? Tapping into your own divine feminine energy and healing the sense of anger one might have towards others who maybe just started them in ways that they don't feel like they deserve. Taurus, that's deep. You are needed for your healing. Does wonders to the quantum friendship field that are happening here on our quantum field. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Moving on. We're gonna go Venus in Gemini. Venus in Gemini. Or Moon in Gemini, rising in Gemini, Sun in Gemini, but we're going with Venus in Gemini during this Venus and Piscean energy time. And what effects this Venusian Piscean energies will lend to our Venus in Gemini, right? So it's like feeling like a boss, governing success, right? I've created walls to protect myself. Okay, so great. So feeling like a boss, governing success, and working on the challenges of that mercurial energy, right? That is fragile to criticism and rejection. Oh, that is such a deep, deep trip. People might think Venus and Gemini might be aloof or detached or more not reliable in love as let's say Venus and Cancer person, right? But the working out system that Venus and Gemini has at this time, that Venus and Pisces lends, is to the sensitivity of criticism, especially like in love or feelings of being rejected by love or society at hand or as a whole, right? So the Venusian Piscean energies lend this, like the similar to the Taurus energy, where you put down your armor, right? So instead of quick wit, sarky response, now you have the opportunity to put the ego to the side. And Gemini, Venus and Gemini gets this opportunity at growth of where one may have built a reaction of criticism or detachment to criticism or deeper personalization or getting to know or whatever, or putting up this wall of mercurial response that can respond to any situation and brush it off, right? It's putting those walls down, right? So feeling the energy is that. So it's like intensifying, right? So it could be 35 years old, 53 years old, or whatever it could be. Right? So I feel the sexual energy between us and beyond physical attraction. It needs to be elevated to the expression of deep unconditional love. So Venus and Gemini, so we have Gemini in the chart. So this time, this Venusian Pisces energy, right, wants to govern success the way that you have success in all other fields of mercurial communication and also romance, right? Because there is a sexual energy, a sexual charge, there's an attraction between, let's say, you and another, or between you and something. So this is the development, this is the healing aspect of this is like fun. This is flirting fun. This is using sexual energy to heal a line of hurt that has been put into our ancestral lineage of rejection, criticism, and being harsh and cruel towards love. So here we have the Venus and Geminis coming in with their individualized experiences, having a very intense sexually chemistry filled relationship where it is like challenged by the communication of it and asked to bring the proper communication of unconditional love to the surface on a plane that might be superficial in some kind of way. So this is like Venus and Taurus, Venus and Gemini energy, like working together to be deeper than they know how to be, especially in regards to their patterns about how to handle certain kind of things. So similar to that Venus and Aries card, because we're getting that again here, our inner children are crying. So it's like tapping into that inner child of romance too, that is that has a healthy imagination and communication in regards to expression. So it's like going back to that childhood early expression before it was tainted with life experience to cause it to mask its energy, right? So 9 is completion. So this could be, right, so it's the completing of a cycle of karmic ties, past lives influencing our connection. So it's putting, so Gemini, Venus and Gemini during this Venus and Pisces time, right? Feeling like a boss, governing success in life, bringing glory and natural charisma, right? And healing to the patterns of the past that influence our current connection, and building the bridge of communication that's needed to help others not feel lost in their lifetimes of connections with one another, and finding the articulation to bring that to the surface in a passionate and most demonstrative way. So Gemini, as aloof as they can be in certain kind of things, they're part of their journey here right now. The Venus and Gemini is governing the success of life now into their romantic partnership, right? So that's with the Venetian Pisces energy. It softens the playing field, making it less serious, more whimsical, and a hell of a lot more flirtatious and fun too. So that's cool. That's cool. We're moving on to Venus in Cancer, right? With the influence of Venus and Piscean energies. So you could also be Sun in Cancer, Moon in Cancer, Rising in Cancer. Either way, how you want to intermingle and play. But either way, I'm going to speak of it in Venus and Cancer during this Venetian and Piscean energies, right? So it's like breathing in magic into your love life. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? So if you got Cancer, Cancer is always lost in the element of, can you hear me? It's like love is missing, even when you have love in some kind of way. I'm trying to connect to you and give you a message. Can you hear me? So this is the breathing magic into your own love life, right? Stars aligning more favorable for you at this time, right? Because you've been trying for so long to connect to this greater message of love that you feel like it eludes you in some way. So it's like connecting with someone that might live far away, or having a loveless connection and craving and longing for love in eternal days, but settling in some kind of way. We're going through a dark night of the soul, right? So nothing in your life is making sense, right? So this Venus and Cancer, right, kind of energy. What's happening with this Venus and Piscean lending of the energy is the shadow work element, right? The shadow side of right. So it's just like this unique opportunity to really see the red flags, to show up and help process buried memories. So 488, right? 88, 1988, 1984, and you can be 48 years old. Too, right? So this Venetian opportunity, right? For you to really breathe magic into your own sense and sensibilities, letting go of patterns, right? Of staying in the dark night of the soul kind of energy, even when you no longer need to be on it, right? So it's like this energy leading with purpose and direction. So this Venetian and Piscean energy, you have to be careful not to get caught up in the whimsicalness of how you can get swept away in even the negative or shadow aspects of certain kind of things, right? So you're challenged by um, breathing the magic into your life and actually feeling it when you do. The same way you feel it for a love interest, you have to feel that magic for yourself. So that could be challenging too, to be in that balanced position, right? Because here you crave this certain kind of union that you feel like you're ready for. So coming out of this dark night of the soul, this Venus and Piscean energy, Venus and Cancers, is helping you to have the opportunity to get out of this cycle of the dark night light of the soul depression, and to breathe more magic into your world, into your life, discovering that the universe does have big plans for you, especially in regards to love and connection. And it is up to you to allow for the stars' alignment to be open to receive, not close off like a crab. You know what I mean? Like it's like the Venus and Piscean energy softening the crab shell, actually taking it off, leaving you fully exposed, right? Right? Because you're assessing stuff with wisdom, and it's helping you to understand things with a new perspective. So it's having a new perspective on love, right? As you breathe this magic back into your own life, as the stars align favorably for you at this time. And you have the ability to help heal this lineage of ancestral crabbiness in regards to feeling depressed in regards to this nature, because it could be so daunting, haunting, and you're just longing for something that you should have, because why not, you know? So I commend you for doing the work that you're doing for all of us. You know what I mean? So thank you so much. I'm moving on. Right, so that we just a Cancer. Okay, so we're doing Venus and Leo. Venus and Leo. Woo. Right? Venus and Leo, or Moon in Leo, rising, Sun in Leo. But either way, I'm speaking it as Venus and Leo. So for this Venetian and Pisces energy and its effect. Okay. And what can we expect? The Venus and Leo, like major transformation in how things are looking in your own commitment spheres, in your own partnerships, right? So this could be like proposals, breakups, marriage, expanding the family, children. But it's like an opportunity for you to really express what you truly want so that it's clear, even to you. Right? One of us is sad or angry and is creating an energetic matching frequency with the other. Stay conscious of this, and if possible, try to help us elevate it, right? So, right, so I feel you pulling away and it triggers, all right? So you might be in this 19, you could have been born in 1975, you could be 7 years old. So you could be triggered. So, right, during this Venetian Piscean kind of energy, major transformation in how you communicate. I care about you even when I act like I don't. So finding true feelings, right? Because it makes you feel vulnerable, right? So yeah, so like letting go, right? Letting go of the resistance, letting go of how something is gonna look. So this is a major, so Venus and Leo, with this Venus and Pisces kind of energy at this time, It's helping you to, or it's giving you the opportunity to help yourself in regards to how you communicate and how you do certain kind of things. Because it could be 35, you could be, right, 35, 45, 43, 33 years old, 37 years old, 1971, you could be 31, you could be 41, 51, right? So yeah, this is like inner wound child healing too, right? So major transformation in how you are in regards to your own commitments to yourself and with others, right? Because your heart is somewhere else. So your heart has to be in this, right? So healing, because there are subconscious fears affecting your ability to attract love and abundance. The universe is helping you to become conscious so that you can easily attract what you want, including the other, right? So there's major growth here. The growth card came out too, right? So that you can be strong, right? So, okay. With this Venus and Piscean energy at the time, you're being gifted the opportunity to really truly decide what it is that you want in regards to love at this time, and to really allow yourself the opportunity to be honest about how certain triggers and fears are making you feel, right? Especially in regards to how sad you are and how angry you are. Like, you could also be getting frustrated in regards to how it's hard for you to let go of how sad you are or how frustrated you are. You have to also remember the fixed qualities of the sign itself, especially in regards to love. So if you've been hurt, especially in regards to where love is concerned, it is hard to let that go, even as a fixed sign, right? So you could be pulling away from your own triggers to try to like whitewash it and stuff like that. So this opportunity with Venus and Pisces energy right now, there's this opportunity for major transformation in regards to how you handle your triggers and how you respond to your commitments at this time, and making sure that you're not just responding from the reactions of your previous life. That is where you need to cut ties, right? Because there's major growth happening here for you in regards to your own communication first with yourself, right? Because decide what you really want and go to the part of your life and your inner child healing aspects. Travel the labyrinth of your own truth, of where the wounding, look, when your parents couldn't respond to you, it was literally your parents, that my inner child was wounded when your parents couldn't respond to you in the way that you needed them to. So in the way that you needed them to, sometimes we can expect that. Like, you could be 34 years old, right? 43 years old, right? You could have been with someone for 3 years, 4 years, 13 years, or whatever the case may be. So the leveling of expectancy of how you expect others to respond to you could be coming from the lack of depravity that you would have had in the relationship with your parents. And so that level of expectancy could have been a major disappointment for you in your love sector of your life, not realizing that you're looking at it from the eyes of the inner wounded child, which is being healed at this time. So there's major, at this Venetian and Pisces energy right now, there's major childhood healing that is happening and taking place for you at this time, that is going to allow you to open the doors to communication in an honest, authentic way that doesn't have you manipulating, emotionally manipulating in a certain kind of way or degree with your relationship to get the response that you think you seek, because of the depravity of whatever it was that your parents scarred you deep. You know what I mean? That's a lot. You are so needed, especially in regards to inner child wound healing. That requires the child to look up at their parents and say, I forgive you for not loving me in a loving way. And I'm sorry that you were going through your own hidden pain, but I do not carry that weight anymore. That was never mine to begin. And now I'm open to win at love, because I am the embodiment of that which I felt was once lost, but I am proud. You know, and it's very profound. Wow. You know, it's beautiful. Okay. We're moving on. We're moving on to our video. Venus in Virgo. Right, with this Venus in Pisces. Venus in Virgo, right? So Venus in Virgo, romance, mission. Just like you, I'm always doing some form of mission. My energy and wisdom supports those around me. So Venus in Virgo on your mission work, ever of romance, harmony, and grace. Like you're kind of like in that kind of stuff. I've watched you change and grow so much. I'm trying to release my attachment to identity so I can change too. Sorry. Right, so you can change to 43, 34, 21, 23, 25. Right, to be 25 years old. Right, so this is an emerging, so Venus and Virgo, so an era of romanticism igniting fully in your own life because you've been working on yourself in some kind of release to a certain kind of attachment as you've been growing your sense of identity in that which it looks like. And so now this sense of growing identity within yourself is now has this opportunity with this Venetian and Pisces kind of energy to go fluidly and travel into the romantic realms of where it has probably been. Because if you look at her here, and then there's a figure back here. So you've been probably for some time looking out over there, out yonder, for something more out there. But look at this time, I'm watching you. So I feel like there's this like era of romance coming in, communication. Please contact me. I may not respond, but knowing you care opens my heart to stick some kind of like masculine kind of, like, again, this is not gender specific, right? 1964, it could be 46 years old, 36 years old, or yeah, 36, 34. 1966 too, so like another 6, so like a balancing, so the era of balance in romance and some kind of, so this could be, if you're single, that this may be the era of actually finding another partner or engaging or embarking on a relationship or finding that sense of partner within yourself, which is going to be the embodiment, the mark, the mark that was needed to set and create that balance into your existence so that you can create the harmony and bring that manifestation into existence, creating the correct, the healthy, wealthy, selfie, alchemy that is needed for the kind of love that you deserve, desire, and want to receive in romance. You know what I mean? So this Venetian quality of in Pisces energy is like gifting this era of harmony within you to exist, this healthy communication within your own being to exist, growth. Look at this growth. This is like I'm realizing this connection, right? Special and worth treasuring. So having a high, meeting a divine counterpart, or finding this within yourself to draw that in within yourself. So you might even be 31, 41, 46. Here we go. We got 26, 24, 23. 36, 43, 34, did I say that? 42, right? 32, 62, 1962 to 1966, right? So I said 23, 22, 26, 34, 47, 1974. So there's a connection wanting to be made here. So can you hear me? This is coming up. The universe brought us together for a reason. I'm discovering what these reasons are. So there's a coming together of some kind of romance, right? So this Venus and Piscean energy for Venus and Virgos, there's love happening in some department sector in your life, something of romance that is being sparked into growth, into existence. And with this leaving, so it's like after a time of maybe disillusionment, not believing, or feeling like something was missing, or just having a failed connection with others or something, or always um feeling like it's apart or far from you. So there's a coming together, a showing. So you're healing the parts of yourself. So Venus and Virgo, era of romance, harmony, and grace. The balancing act that comes with the inner self-sacrifice that you have made to care and nurture and be for yourself. That because once upon a time ago you may have given more of yourself that it wasn't of help. And so now you're drawing in the right energy that is like a divine counterpart of some sort. So it's like balancing, because there's a lot of sixes here. So it's balancing the give and take. So you are healing the parts of our ancestral lineage that has been disappointed time and time again in regards to certain kind of things. And you are finding the healing, the forgiveness, the sense of hope anyway, despite disappointment, because there has been major growth in your own unification. It's a beautiful place to be able to heal aspects. It's like faith on things left still unseen. So you might still not see it, and yet there's this spark of hope, harmony, peace living within your being that causes this alchemy to exist within you, that creates the elixir that's needed here for us all. You know what I mean? That's beautiful. Moving on. Venus and Libra. So like there's a lot of emphasis on overall wellness, health, your health, right? Your health, nurturing your health better, strengthening your sense of self, focus on better healthy eating, realizing that you're intergalactic, supergalactic being, sensitive, and you might have some gastrointestinal kind of stuff. So learning certain kind of diets, right? Venus and Libra, Moon in Libra, Sun in Libra, rising. Past life wisdom, it's helping you understand things with a new perspective, right? So this Venus and Pisces kind of energy has you awakening to a sense of wisdom that you are now acting. It amazes you, right? So thinking at the same time or finishing something. So you might be really tapped in. Oh, here we go. Really tapped into your psychic abilities and gifts at this time, Venus and Libra. So this governing of your own inner well of wellness has tapped you in, turned you on, tuned you in even more so, heightened and potently into your psychic gifts. So like knowing, claircognizance, clairaudience, right? Just claripotent, period, right? The next solstice or equinox will bring us important shifts for us. So there's been important shifts. So this Venus and Pisces and all this kind of stuff, right, being nicer to your body is connecting you even more so deeper. Look at you, even got 11-11 up in here, right? This 11-11 kind of dynamic, right? This this important shift, right, that's happening for you in regards to your connections with one, yourself, with your body. So you're in, look at, even with this meditation right here. So this connection with your body is opening you up more to the sensitivities of your connection with the divine. And that is heightening your gifts at this time, right? So any kind of struggle with codependency that you might have to unhealthy patterns and behaviors, like let's say with food or with drugs, with alcohol, with unhealthy things that does not serve you. Because, you know, I'm not talking about like casual moderation. I'm talking about an excess of stuff, something that you're codependent upon, afraid to let it go, or it's hard to let it go. So your heart is opening to, so yeah, so as you work on this two, this unity within you, 222, right? So there's an the aspects within you that are unifying, right? So the Venus and Pisces kind of flow is lending this softening approach to this slowing down that you're allowing yourself to have, and this catering to your personal well-being. And that's like something major with like diet and change of 10-10. So you have 11-11, 10-10, right? Right? We must remember that we are the gods and goddesses and work to embody that energy. You've been working on embodying this 10-10 portal existing within you. 222. Look at this 222s, 10-10, 11-11. So you've been heavily and synchronized with the divine and the messages at this time. And a lot of it is tied to how you are effectively changing the way you meditate, the way you eat, fasting. Fasting is so fucking important and stuff like that. So you might have even started that. And hold on, stay there. Getting healthier, right? Getting healthier, getting really healthier is creating your deeper connection at this time. So you're healing in our ancestral lines with the Venus and Piscean energy lending to us at this time, our connection with the divine and how that looks on those superficial layers on the outside, right? Not the superficial layers of cosmetic enhancements and lies and all this kind of stuff, but it's the true connection with how you eat, your relationship, your connection with source, how you invest in your ingest, how you consume, how you assume, and how you are. And it's healing this on a larger scale because there's a tap in, turn on, tune in that you're able to do that is coming from such a divine space of place that is energetically, aesthetically appeasing, pleasing. And so you're healing that relationship of this governing of wellness, and it's a triple effect onto us all. But either way, it's like an aesthetic beauty of healing that's happening from our ancestral line about this relationship ties that we have to the food that we eat, the food that we consume, and what it looks like and what it actually should be like. That makes sense. Moving on. Okay, moving on. Venus and Scorpio with these Venusian and Pisces waters. Sun in Scorpio, Moon in Scorpio, rising, whatever. But I'm gonna speak about it from Venus and Scorpio today. Okay. So I just feel overall with the energy of Scorpio period, right? It's like this creative renaissance, this rebirthing, this death, this major transformation. It's always like that for the sign, right? It's about self-expression, right? And our natural talent and our contentment with love, right? So I'm trying to connect to you. Can you give me a message? Can you hear me? So this dial up, right? This connection. Let me say hi, baby. Right, 4-4. So 4. It's about right. So I'm tired of being away from you physically. I'm trying to process my fears so I can come back to you. So Scorpio, it is the renaissance of your own self-expression, of the romance that has been missing for some time, right? Because you haven't been happy in regards to some kind of behavior, karma, or situation that's been playing a role in your life that has contributed to not being happy in regards to love. Because we're talking about the Venus aspects of love, or receiving love, and maybe not getting, you see, what you feel like you should have, right? But here we got with the 6 over here. So it's like there's a revitalization in love, right? Communication, please contact me. So there might be, even because we can have this 4, 6, 6, and then look at, so it could be 44, 41. Been dealing with someone for 6 years, 4 years, right? 1964, 1946, right? But either way, like masculine kind of energy. Masculine is the act of the energy, right? Doesn't matter gender specifics here, but it's the act of the energy. And I'm gonna timestamp all of these. It's the act of the energy. So contacting. So this healing, right? This Venusian. So it's like allowing love to come in. Healing the parts of yourself that have not been happy, or have turned cynical in regards to love happening in such a way that you're opening the doors to a cosmic quantum healing of communication to come in regards to romance, because romance has faded away. So this is an ancestral line of healing that has happened over time, of like lovers forsaken in many different lives, where they weren't able to connect or have the kind of life that they wanted to. So you're healing those death cycles, those transformations that need to take place, a certain kind of conditioning that have, like, it's like the star-crossed lovers, right? So it's like healing these patterns that kept love away in some kind of way. You show up in my dreams to help me process buried memories. And so you too, so this time with this Piscean work is how you tie Scorpio, a water sign too. So it's in the water too, in the realms of stuff. So there's a leveling of heightening of depth into maybe even your dreams at this time. Like you show up in my dreams. So you're probably having dreams, significant dreams in regards to partners or love, and they may not even have a face or a space, and you might be in a space or a place that you do not recognize, but it's somewhere in the ethers over time. Pay attention to those dreams, write them down, sleep with a pen and paper right next to you in your bed so that you can have it right there. You just, and just write whatever you can write to make sense of it all a little bit later. I'm trying to figure out this connection. I've never experienced anything like this before. So you might be having intense, bionic, intense experiences in regards to telepathic communication with partners, with a divine partnership that you're having. I'm not going to give into fear. I know fear is only an illusion. So there's growth happening here. There's a death cycle, there's a completion, right? So 1983, 1989, could be 39, 34, 36, 35. Could be 1984, right? 48 years old, 1986, 1989, right? 444, almost. Almost. Right? So 44 to 44 years old, right? So you think I'm not listening to you, but I am. So there's a major healing happening in relationships in regards to communication. 49 years old, could be 239 years old, 38, right? 43, 33, 24, 26, 30 years old, 31, right? So major communication, especially in regards to masculine energies in the 444, right? So 444. So a balancing act happening here, but it's like it's showing up. It's a process, right? So it's an infinite process, right? 1998, 1989, 1993, 1991, right? I've been born 1968. 1961, 1973, right? So Scorpio, there's a creative renaissance here happening with self-expression in regards to love and how it's expressed and how it is transformed, right? And so as melancholic as Venus and Scorpio can be in certain kind of things, or pessimistic, even though as positive as one might want to be. It is a fixed sign and depending. So you're healing the fifth aspects of reality that may have played a huge part in being just content with a reality that just fucking sucks, especially in regards to like love and all this kind of stuff, right? So this is romantic emergence, right? And an increase in your talents and your passions and all this kind of stuff. So there's something igniting, and you're igniting the wave in that kind of passionate scorpionic kind of way that's transformative in every kind of way. And so you're healing the line of ancestry who has been just content for most of their lines of ancestry and still believing in the power of unification, love, passion, seduction, and true romance in that very, very, very ideological way that is not overly romanticized, but healthy, wealthy, stealthy in ways that have yet to be seen in this world. But we are the breed of seed that is here energizing these kind of things, and that's just how it gotta be. So that's amazing, Scorpio. We're moving on. Okay, we're moving on. I got things to do. Venus in Sagittarius in regards to this Venusian and Pisces energy influencing our environment. So if you have Venus in Sagittarius or your sun, moon, rising in Sagittarius, but either way, I'll be speaking about it like if you are Venus in Sagittarius, feel free to go listen to all the other kind of signs too if you want to go play around with the astrological configurations of your own chart to get your own personalized mixed up message here and there. And then feel free to share in the combination of the planets and signs that you want to go visit, and let me know how it is for you in the commentary too. So Venus and Sagittarius, so there's a lot of prioritizing in realms of your own mental health and health. Your mental health is of importance here, right? I'm seeing synchronicities like your name or 1111 and working out what they mean, right? So family practitioners, so you've been working on your stream, right? Looking at all the synchronicities, right? But getting out of your own way, right? So like it's like no longer questioning, am I crazy or anything like in that kind of way, right? So getting through to you, so this is coming up in a few of the signs too, getting through to the sad or the angry or the disappointed sides, right? So it's like healing, prioritizing the parts of yourself and healing the parts of yourself that have been sad or angry, right? Or non-responsive. So there is a balancing act coming here too, right? So 1967, be 27 years old, 22 years old, 21 years old, 1961, 1971, right. So either way, I feel your energy around me. So there might be an intensifying of energies too in regards to your own personalization, your own gifts, your own growing and stuff like that. But there's been major mental clarity in regards to your sanity in the development of a whole bunch of stuff. So there are subconscious fears affecting your ability to attract love and abundance, and these things are being cleared, right? And so you once you start identifying and helping you to get and bring certain kind of things up to the conscious levels of existence, right? It positions you in a way that allows you to be open to navigate to receiving, because there's a lot of stuff here for receiving, right? These feelings overwhelm you and you become afraid, right? To certain kind of things, right? So you might have certain other. So Venus and Sagittarius. So here we go. I'm getting the message now. So Venus and Sagittarius, as you surrender, right? You might be trying to move slowly in regards to certain kind of connections and stuff like that, and you may be slower to communicate in regards to love, right? But as you surrender your 3D expectations, you surrender to your 5D connection. So it's surrendering. So this Venusian, I'm gonna cut it nice and short and sweet for you. This Venusian and Pisces energy at this time is allowing you the ability to surrender to your 3D expectations, to surrender to your 5D connection. And that means letting go of any idea, notion, or expectation of what you think something needs to look like, because you are in a higher commitment. But you're nurturing your emotions, right? And learning how to handle your heart at this time in healthy, wealthy, stealthy ways, because there's love. here on the horizon for you in every kind of way, a union that wants to make its way, but you have to surrender your 3D expectations. And once you do, you surrender to the 5D connection. And Venus in Pisces is helping that whimsical ambiance that is needed to be able to surrender, is granting that opportunity for you to surrender to your own experience. It's beautiful. Okay. Amazing. We're moving on. So we got Venus and Capricorn. Venus and Capricorn. Venus and Capricorn. Venus and Capricorn, Sun, Moon, rising in Capricorn. But either way, I'm going to think about it in Venus as Venus and Capricorn. Feel free to go check out the other kind of signs if you want to go play around with your astrological configurements and stuff like that. So inner guidance is clear, but our ego is resisting it. Venus and Capricorn, you've been resisting shit a lot, right? The lighter side of life is Venus and Pisces is here saying, loosen up, loosen the gripe that you have. Seek love in a laid back kind of way, kind of approach, right? You're resisting some kind of connection, some kind of lust. So this Venus and Pisces is like, okay, I'm afraid of this relationship. It's too good to be true. And I pull away in fear. What? So Venus and Capricorn, okay? Venus and Capricorn, you have this crazy dynamic right now of pulling away from love. And even it's in the attitude. So it's like this Venus and Pisces energy is helping. Look, I'm conflicted of whether I have what it takes to be your partner. Right. So there might be certain kind of things I don't feel deserving of. It's affecting my levels of abundance and openness. Right. So this is a leveling. So this Venus and Piscean energy is helping you to really get through the damaging aspects, the self-sabotaging aspects of yourself that might cause you to feel this type of way or deny yourself a connection in a serious kind of way. Right? Because you even got a left what and it freaking fell right underneath each other. 11 fucking 11. Okay. You too. 11 11. And who else got 11 11? Was that Libra energy? Either when I look into your eyes, I see the universe and it activates me. So Venus and Capricorn, you are being activated in the department of growth in regards to love. You're projecting your own fears and limitations, right? And so these things have this opportunity to be healed at this time with this Venus and Pisces energies, putting your armor down and allowing you to be open to seeing the pattern for what it is and allowing the romantic messages that want to come in, right? And allow yourself to feel it instead of getting suspicious about it. Right. So it's like because it's like someone, so it's like it's being open to this divine look at 88, 1988, 1987, 1981, 41, it can be 22, 28, could be 48. This doesn't matter, but this is just what I'm seeing, right? 11, 11, 88, 1986, 1984, 44, 23, 28. Just like you, I'm always doing some foreign mission. So this mission to Capricorn and Venus and Capricorn, right? So you're being prompted to literally loosen the fuck up, right? And focus upon what dreams of yours you desire to come next, especially in regards to love, and being really real about it, right? I want to let my guard down with you, but fear makes me lash out in self-defense, right? So it's putting down that guard, Venus and Capricorn, and allowing yourself the opportunity to experience. I want to know everything about you, but I hold myself back from asking. I'm afraid I'll get into deep. It's letting go of this is just like deep. This is like deep resistance to look at. I can't validate our love in 3D. I'm sorry, I understand our spiritual love in 5D. Give me time to explore these aspects that can be a strong spiritual partner for you. And that is what's going down. The Venus and Pisces and stuff like that, Venus and Capricorn, there is major transformation happening in your love sector department. Okay, and I will. So this can be leading into a partnership of some kind, some kind of union or some kind of shift in your energetic electromagnetic field that is going to now perpetuate, like to send out, to ripple effect this divine partnership that is designed to be meant to have for you. Okay, and it's opening that portal of opportunity for you to have this in your life as you should. Okay, moving on. Whoa. That was kind of deep. Okay, we're moving on. Moving on. Oh, moving on. Venus and Aquarius, and then Pisces, and then we're done. Go right through. Venus and Aquarius, Venus and Aquarius. I see some prosperity, some romantical. So we're gonna do Venus and Aquarius, right? But Sun, Moon, Rising if you want. You know, so check out all the other astrological configurations. All of these will be timestamps for your simple pleasures. But either way, I'm going to talk about it in Venus, okay? Because Venus and Pisces influence over Venus in your sign, okay? So we're Venus and Aquarius, romance, opening the door to romance, loyalty, prosperity, activating. All right, so we got Venus and Aquarius, activating. We are one, baby. It might be a life path number 1, 2, life path number 7. Okay, 17, 8, life path number 8. Don't let fear get in the way of this truth. All right, so you got Venus and Pisces energy, right? Venus and Aquarius energy, right? So healing. I feel like just leaving it like this. Healing. We are one. Don't let fear get in the way of this truth. Feeling insecure and it's pushing you to grow. So Venus and Aquarius, you'll be on push to grow past your fears. To grow past your fears. Would have been born in 1971 too, right? 1971. 1971, right? So Venus and Aquarius, right? Because there's an activation happening here, right? And it's pushing you to grow. There are messages between exchange through music and movies. You might be even hearing songs, music that is connecting you even more so. When you're 27 years old, 21 years old, either way, listening carefully, trust what you hear. Music is speaking to you, our audience, my dear. So even your spiritual gifts of activation are heightening at this time, and you might be noticing synchronicities with the universe that are propelling you to open your heart even more, right? To open your heart even more, to go through that emotional door. I long for your kisses and your touch. So Venus and Aquarius is longing for kisses and a touch. So there's romantic messages coming in, right? So since the opportunity that Venus and Pisces energy is willing to spend for romance to take place with Venus and Aquarius, right? I feel like you pulling away and it triggers my fears that you'll leave me for good, right? So Venus and Aquarius is also healing maybe abandonment issues that one might have from the past or something, or maybe the abandonment issues that they may have have maybe behaviors too of how one may have behaved or done from before too might make one feel undeserving of certain kind of plateaus of love or experience, right? But that's not true, right? That's not true, right? There's a longing happening here. So there might be, if they're going to be this communication. So look at life path number 1, 2, okay? I wanted to send you a message today, but I was afraid to. I don't know if you want to hear from me or if I can say the right thing to you. So there might be, so 11, right? 11. Our love is eternal. It exists in every dimension and it cannot be lost. Venus and Aquarius, powerful activations in regards to love and mission, love and mission, right? So a balancing out of challenging energies that may have been resistant to love. So with 5, going through some uncomfortable discomforts, challenges, or getting out of your own way, and now learning to be a union with another, right? So so Love is eternal. So Venus in Aquarius, there's luxury, there's romance, there's prosperity and love activating for you. So this can be opening yourself up to even having a relationship at some time. I never felt love like this before. Experiencing 8 through life path number 8. The depth of it can be inspiring, but also overwhelming and shying away from it. And maybe healing the parts of the 8-8. How can I make this up? 8, life path number 8 or 1988 too. You show up in my dreams that helps process buried memories, right? Life path 7. I see you working to create change, and I'm proud of what you are accomplishing. I want to work on a mission with you. So it's activating like power mission couples too. So it's like activating a divine partnership that is supportive of you. So it's activating that potential for you to have an opportunity to be with a partner that is supportive, uplifting to you, because with you, we are one. I just cannot. I just like, we are one. Okay, don't let fear get in the way of this truth. Okay, union, right? There is union happening here. Please send the energetic support, the frequency of love to uplift, because it is needed. Ooh. It might even cause abdominal upset. Whoa. Like even like constipation or like poops or something, but like, or nausea. Venus and Capricorn, you're nervous in love. Maybe they're in love and they have to confess it. Either way, what can I say? We are moving on. Let it activate. It's Venus and Pisces. Go get cool. It's okay to go be romantical. Tell the person how you feel. Ooh, and your stomach ache will go away for real. They got a stomach ache for love. They're nervous. Sure. All right, we're moving on. Final one. This is the final one. This is the final one. This is the final one. Venus and Pisces, and then I'm done. I swear. Venus and Pisces, okay? Venus and Pisces, Venus and Pisces. So these are the influences of Venus and Pisces with those who have Venus and Pisces. The sun, moon, rising too, but I'm going to speak about it from Venus and Pisces perspective, right? Venus and Pisces, leading to Venus and Pisces. You can also check out all the other astrological configurations if you want to. They're all timestamps for your simple convenience, but either way, here, ooh, as you surrender. So Venus and Pisces, as you surrender. See, as you surrender your 3D expectations, I surrender to our 5D connection, right? I may not respond, but knowing you care opens my heart. So there's a balancing act, 26 years old, 1962, right? Of letting go of this universal drama, I feel like. Uninvested in drama or stress, free, right? Working towards your goals, you know what I mean? And opening the door to don't judge this, just surrender, right? So it's a surrendering that's happening here to towards stuff. I know it's triggering, but a higher perspective, it's clearing energy and bringing love closer than ever before, right? So Venus and Pisces, the trigger here is an old pattern has surfaced and it might hurt, right? So if you have Venus and Pisces, you could be life path number 1. You could have been born 1992, 1996, 1969. You could be 29 years old. 1991, 19 years old. But yeah. When we're talking, things just come out of my mouth, and afterward, I'm not even sure why I said them. Right? So being triggered, right? To say things, so watch your words. So here's a pattern being brought to the surface so that you can watch your tongue, okay? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So watch your tongue, okay, and watch what you say, because this is a highly magnifying time. So get out of your own way. I see 111 too at this time, right? So okay, so Venus and Pisces, something with children might be coming up here. So maybe healing that. So you might have, if you have Pisces in the chart somewhere, maybe for some of you might have children. For some of you may want children, right? So that's what I'm getting. I'm getting like a split here. Some of you want children, some of you have children. Sometimes some of you use your children as a excuse to non-prioritize certain uncomfortable discomfort topic. Like so you might use your children as a outlet to cause you to stay distracted from the emotional maturity that needs to take place, right? Emotional growth, right? And then for some of you too, maybe feeling like it's not going to happen for you, or that it might be complex, or you might feel like you're running out of time, or you might have some fertility issues, or it just hasn't happened, right? You've tried, but it just hasn't happened or something. Or maybe some of you are not in a relationship for it to happen, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's coming up strong. So this is an opportunity during this Venus and Pisces energy to heal these ancestral ties that make you feel something, right? Right. So the help that's needed, energy healing. So maybe, self-care, going for massage, meditating, stuff like that. You could be 45 years old, be 54 years old, be 42 years old, 43, 41, 25, 22, 52, 51. Venus and Pisces. You're uninvesting in, there we go. You're uninvesting in the drama around because you have been triggered enough to now be triggered to heal. And the communication to the patterns that are fragile to certain kind of things, you are also working on healing the walls that have been put up to protect yourself as they come crumbling down, because you're part of that new breed of seed of energy that is here to no more be invested in that drama and cut its ties, right? And it's communication. I watch you on social media and the internet is my way of staying close and finding out more about you, right? And being kind of like tapped in but tapped out to certain kind of energies because you're no longer invested in whatever energies, because you're so sensitive to energies, right? Being love. So so there's a lot of ancestral healing in regards to that lineage of how sensitive we might be to energy even from other previous lifetimes. So what do we have here? I'm looking for a way out of the situation that can be free. I know the universe works in mysterious ways, and I judge the situation, so that's surrendering to it. So yeah, so it is surrendering. You could have been born 1965, or you could be 56 years old. But either way, right. So there is I'm almost done. Literally, I'm on the last one. So there's literally 1975, you have been born 57 years old, but there's a progression. So uninvested in drama, stress-free, right? Working towards your goals, right? Has an elevation in the expression of deep unconditional love take place, right? So you're healing the unconditional aspects of love that need to be expressed on deeper levels on this planet, right? Because true love and the heart of the soul is activating here. You could be 34 years old, 43 years old, right? Too. But yeah, so there's major transformation in regards to cutting all ties that do not serve one in this life, by creating a plan to elevate, to release all attachments with karmic people, places, things, memories, and stuff like that, and opening your heart and soul to a genuine, true, divine love partnership and experience. I love that. I care about you. So there could be someone that, for those of you that are not partnered with somebody, that they care about you, even if they act like they don't. They might be someone in the distance hiding their true feelings because they feel vulnerable in this situation. So definitely go find out what their Venus or Jupiter sign is and stuff like that, depending on if they're male or female and all this kind of stuff, to see what else, or just sun, moon, rising, whatever the case may be. But either way, thank you so much for tapping in, turning on, tuning in with I. This was a lot of fun. Yeah, so Venus and Pisces has lent us this wonderful inner sight for our own evolutionary revolution and growth. So I hope that you love this. Make sure to like this video, comment, and share with me your Venus sign. What is your Venus sign? Which messages resonate with you? Until next time, toodaloo.